I want to begin just by acknowledging we're on Treaty 1 land and the traditional homeland of the Métis. And I, of course, want to thank each of you for being here today. About a week ago, I outlined the importance of continuing to fix Winnipeg's roads. I outlined the significant impact a $976 million investment in our roads would make for the city of Winnipeg. And it would be historic. Fixing our roads continues to be a top priority for Winnipeggers, and it remains one of mine as well. Unfortunately, this historic plan to invest record funding into repairing our roads continues to be under threat from candidates unwilling to commit to it and unwilling to disclose a plan to support it. Today represents 157 days since candidate Mutlock registered as a candidate. In 157 days, no tax plan has been outlined. Just unfunded spending commitments, which now total close to $1 billion. And this should concern any Winnipegger who wants to continue fixing our roads. And it should concern any Winnipegger about the existing city services that could be cut to pay for millions in unfunded promises. A $976 million investment in our roads will result in significantly more road work being undertaken. And this makes it critical for the City of Winnipeg to continue finding ways to build and plan better and smarter. Also important is improving communication with residents and businesses to help minimize the disruption caused by increased summer road construction. Earlier this year, with the input from the Manitoba Heavy Construction Association, as well as the Winnipeg Construction Association, the City of Winnipeg found ways to accelerate the tendering process for regional road projects by undertaking the required engineering design work a year earlier for road projects currently underway today. And this was the first time in the city's history that preliminary design work was undertaken a year prior to when the road was constructed. It allowed for over $15 million of regional road work scheduled in this year's capital budget, including regional road projects on Pembina Highway and McPhillip Street to get underway much more quickly. And this was a positive change for industry stakeholders as well as for taxpayers, and it was long overdue. And we need to keep this momentum going. We need to continue finding ways to make this process more efficient while also improving communication with residents and with businesses. Today, I'm committing to establishing an industry working group tasked with advising on ways to extend the successful earlier tendering process for regional roads to include local roads. Improving communication with residents and businesses affected by road construction, and utilizing more 24/7 construction in a cost-effective and safe way. By extending the successful early tendering project to include local roads, it would allow for timely construction to begin in the spring for even more road construction. I'm also committing to continue our funding partnership with the provincial government in support of the new Municipal Infrastructure Research Chair at the University of Manitoba. The City of Winnipeg is currently in its third year of a $250,000 five-year commitment. Through this partnership, we're researching better ways to design, to construct, maintain and manage municipal transportation infrastructure, including roads and active transportation facilities. In short, this work is helping us, as well as other municipalities in Manitoba, build better and build smarter, and that work needs to continue. By finding ways to build smarter and better, to be more efficient, we can help mitigate the impact of construction inflation, as well as improve labor productivity, supply logistics, and overall project management. But here I want to be very clear on one important point. I want Winnipeggers to know that when it comes to awarding construction projects, the price taxpayers pay needs to matter. Candidate Mutlock has embraced a tendering process called Qualifications-Based Selection, or QBS for short. QBS Canada, a leading advocate of this procurement model, very clearly states that price should not be a factor when awarding contracts. It also recognizes that the QBS model should be limited to professional services such as engineering, design, and architecture, not construction or commodity-based products, where it says price should actually matter. Candidate Mutlock, however, in her September 18th press release, writes that she wants to use this model for construction work. And I want Winnipeggers to know that I don't support this approach at all. I believe that when the construction company bidding on construction projects become more important in the selection process than the price that taxpayers pay, we start heading down a risky road. Because when price seemed to matter less than who was bidding on city construction contracts in the past, we ended up with audits and police investigations. We cannot allow that sort of approach back into City Hall. And I understand and can appreciate that news releases within a campaign can sometimes be written in haste. If this was an oversight that can be appropriately clarified, I can appreciate that. But at the end of the day, I think all Winnipeggers, in fact, I know Winnipeggers are very price conscious. I think price matters to many of them. And I think they expect it should matter to their governments as well.